If I were just starting freelancing and I wanted to earn real money without getting caught in the race to the bottom, then here's the top freelance websites that I would be joining. Now, none of these companies are paying me to tell you this. It's just where I would go if I were starting fresh. If you're a designer looking to showcase your portfolio and connect with like-minded individuals, then Dribbble is like your creative sanctuary. It's a vibrant online community where designers can share their work, get inspiration, and even land freelance gigs. Little secret here, I happen to have insider information that Dribbble has plans for some huge updates that you are going to be very interested in if you're a designer. So if you're a designer, you want to get on Dribbble ASAP. And since I'm approaching this as if I were starting my first freelance job from step one, then if I'm a developer and I want to work remotely full-time, then I'm going to be on Touring. Touring specializes in connecting top-notch software engineers with global companies seeking their expertise. We're talking big names, big logos with serious budgets. My friends on Touring have said that it's like having a matchmaker for their dev work. And I particularly love the onboarding because before you can even sign up, they hit you with a programming test. We'll talk more about exclusive freelance websites, but on Touring, exclusivity is great because once you're inside, there's like a knowledge barrier to get in. And it's worth it because Touring has a 99% rematch rate. So that means that if I'm working as a dev on Touring and I finish a project, then I'm probably getting more work pretty soon. So if I'm a dev trying to make some serious cash, I want Touring. But speaking of elite clubs, let's talk about TopTal, where I've personally been a member since 2017. TopTal is all about connecting the best of the best freelancers with high quality clients. It's basically like the VIP section of the freelance club. But be ready to bring your A game because TopTal's screening process is no joke. It is very challenging. Only 3% of people who apply actually make it in. Once you're in though, it's wonderful because even TopTal's team is going to source potential clients for you. I can say firsthand, TopTal clients want the best, but they also are going to pay among the highest rates. The clients are pre-vetted, and on top of that, you get to keep 100% of your earning. You don't even have to have cost discussions with clients. TopTal handles that. TopTal payouts are going to be slower than most other platforms out there, but the money is good. It's pretty awesome. Almost as exclusive as TopTal, Market or Hire accepts only 5% of their applicants too and serves a marketing niche. So if you're in digital marketing, this platform is going to connect you with businesses in need of your expertise. Market or Hire also covers SEO, social media management, and more, and works with some superstar brands like Netflix, HelloFresh, and Ministry of Supply. Similar to TopTal, Market or Hire deals with all of the client admin, gives you clients, and lets you keep 100% of your earnings. I haven't used Market or Hire, but if I were in digital marketing, that is the first place that I would go. One freelance website I can't help but mention is Webflow Experts. One of my guys has made over $200,000 through Webflow Experts. It's owned by Webflow and it's dedicated to connecting talented web designers with clients who want to take their websites to the next level. It's like having a playground for web design creativity. I love it because if you're a superstar who creates awesome designs and just wants to work from home, then you get tons of exposure right at the source with clients who have already decided to work on Webflow. One Webflow expert that I know gets 2 to 3 high quality leads per month, and when the projects can be from 5,000 up to 100,000 and beyond, that's pretty awesome. Here's one that you might not have heard of. We Work Remotely says that they're the ultimate platform for finding remote job opportunities, and it's kind of different from many of the other platforms that I've seen. If you're like allergic to sending countless proposals and churning through client jobs, then you probably should check it out. It's more remote employment focused than freelance focused, so these companies are going to be hiring for 100% remote positions, mostly full-time work, but We Work Remotely focuses on programming, design, sales and marketing, and gets over 4.5 million visitors per month. Companies like Google, Amazon, and InVision are hiring there. These are serious companies hiring for real jobs paying real money, which is not surprising to me because clients are paying between $350 and $450 just to post a job listing, which is pretty similar to YT Jobs, the epicenter of YouTube work. If you're in video production, script writing, or graphic design, then that's basically where I would be looking. And I mean that because I am looking there. That is actually where I hire for roles trolls surrounding my own channel. But my channel isn't even remotely close to the biggest dogs on YT Jobs. Cypher PK, Lachlan, Jesser, Alexi Hensler, and even Mr. Beast hire on YT Jobs. On the platform, clients are paying over $150 just to post their jobs, so they're gonna be far less likely to just post a job listing and then just walk away. If I were trying to monetize my creative skills, then YT Jobs is literally the first place that I would be going. And if YT Jobs is all about YouTube, then Catalan is all about consulting. If you're an expert in strategy, finance, marketing, or basically any other professional field, then Catalan can help you find high-value consulting projects. I first joined Catalan over 5 years ago, but one friend of mine, Sean O'Dowd, has made over $567,000 using Catalan by consulting for the Fortune 500 companies on the website. Here's the downside to Catalan though. If you're working on Catalan, then you're only getting paid 60 days after you send an invoice. But the good news is that the average rate of a Catalan consultant is like $2,500 a day. If you're in consulting, you cannot sleep on Catalan. The same thing goes for LinkedIn, which launched ProFinder a few years ago. I've personally made over $100,000 from LinkedIn leads, but probably not how you think. I might cover that LinkedIn strategy and more in a bit of a future video, but I have a feeling that LinkedIn is going to be doing really big things with ProFinder pretty soon. Suffice it to say that you're going to need to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is looking crisp and clean before you start leaning into LinkedIn as a source of business leads. But if I were just starting, then I would definitely be looking at LinkedIn as a potential source of leads on ProFinder. Now here's one that you're not going to expect out of me. Fiverr. Let me finish. Pro. Fiverr Pro is like the older, more mature stepbrother of Fiverr's base marketplace. Pro is an application-only program, and it's even more exclusive than TopTal, with only 1% of people who apply that get in. But it unlocks some pretty awesome benefits. You can price your gigs up to $20,000, get paid in 7 days instead of 14, and get access to top brands. I've been a member of Fiverr Pro since 2020, but I didn't get in on my first shot. Fiverr Pro actually rejected me when I first applied in 2018, so you can reapply if you don't get in on your first shot. And if you want to crush it on Fiverr, then you gotta check out Alex Fasulo's channel. But even though Fiverr buyers are spending over $1.1 billion every year, there's someone even bigger. I promised that I'd tell you all the platforms that I would start out on if I were starting totally from scratch, and Upwork is definitely at the top of my list of freelance websites. I made over $1.5 million on my first 4 years freelancing through Upwork. It's basically like the Disneyland of freelance opportunities. Upwork clients are paying freelancers over $4.1 billion every year, making Upwork the biggest freelance website in the world. The average Upwork client spends over 19 times what the average Fiverr buyer spends, and there are hundreds of thousands of jobs in virtually every field, from graphic design to web development, from copywriting to consulting. On Upwork, your biggest skills are going to be in finding the best jobs, writing incredible proposals, and delivering excellent work. But before we get into my top 3 tips for choosing your platform, I gotta hit you with some cold water. Winning jobs on Upwork can be complicated and it can be confusing. It might make you feel like you're in a race to the bottom, and when you see 1,000 connects bid on a job, it might make you wanna scream. But if you're going freelance and Upwork's your choice, then there's only one thing that you gotta do. Just let me teach you this stuff. I have literally taken every single thing that I learned in becoming a top earner on Upwork and distilled it down and put it on a silver platter for you so that you can start winning jobs without sending proposals endlessly and wasting tons of money on connects. It is honestly the best course out there, and I'm constantly updating it. I answer questions every single day on our private discussion board. I host private Zoom workshops for members every single month. There's a discount code right here. There's a link in the pinned comment. You got what you need. So for now, here's my top 3 tips on choosing your freelance website. You gotta choose what's right for you. Just because I was successful on Upwork doesn't mean that everyone is gonna be, and it's not the only freelance website out there. Just like there are million and multi-million dollar freelancers in literally every single niche on Upwork, there are $1 million freelancers on every other platform too. But we all start somewhere, and I'm happy to be unpopular when I tell you, don't be afraid to do starter jobs for cheap and just to get a few reviews under your belt. Just don't do cheap jobs forever. On my first freelance job, I made $200, but I was doing work that other more established freelancers were doing for $1,500. I made sure that the work that I delivered on that job was awesome and that I would get a 5-star review. And I'm glad that I did, because within 6 months, I was making more money than I did at my previous full-time job. And I don't think that I would have been so successful if I wasn't willing to invest in my own success. Just dive in though. Don't be like me and, wait to get fired before you start freelancing. Success is not gonna come overnight, and you just gotta get rolling. One of the best things that you can do is put together an incredible work portfolio so that you can start showing off your skills in the highest value way right off the bat. But if you want more of the real deal on how to be successful freelancing, then you're gonna have to check out my next video right here. I'll see you there.